Welcome to tonight's game of Curse of Strahd. Before we begin, our early announcement is to follow us on all the socials. That's Discord, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. That's all. Discord. That's all of them. And as for the question for today's recap, what color is my underwear? Grizz, you should know.
Brown, got him.
It's blue. Definitely blue.
Okay, so I didn't think this through.
I don't remember.
Keep going. Tommy, Ginge?
Okay, my first question is there a pattern or is it just plain old?
Oh, well, you should know that.
Is it? I don't know that. I don't know what you Brits get into over there.
Those little duckies on them.
I'm in America, you guys.
Oh, I want to change my answer. You and I are twinsies today, and you're wearing the purple ones with unicorns on it. I shit you not. Check
I
out
would love
MeUndies.
I would love that.
I'm just gonna say white.
Not as
I'm gonna go with fucking gray, dude. Gray or black.
Only Tommy got it right.
Last time on Curse of Strahd, we picked up in the middle of the what is that place? A windmill? Yeah, we were at the windmill where we were getting our asses just beat by some hags, and well, Gar seemed to be getting pretty roughed up by the lead hag, and then they vanished into another place when she accidentally drug him into this ethereal plane, where he kept beating the shit out of her. Everyone else in the tower was just kind of fucking about trying to kill this one hag. Eventually they couldn't cast spells, so one of them left. The other one said, "I'm out, deuces. I don't want no fucking shade," and went into a shade realm. Then, you know, Gar came back with that one hag because she needed to get the hell away from Gar because Gar started fucking her up real good. And then when they came back, we just like kind of bum rushed her right after, you know, fucking goddammit, Alarin decided to shoot a magic missile through the skull of the one that was running, and she died. And then we just kind of, like, Gar fell down at one point, and he was quickly brought back up, and then we all just tag teamed the older hag. And yeah, afterwards, Gar was laying. He had like 1 HP left. Just you know, he had to take a nap while everyone else searched the place. Roderick found the kids. We all reconvened, and then Alarin, in true Alarin fashion, decides to open the fucking cockatrice pen and gets turned to fucking stone. And then now we're at the inn sleeping.
I like you doing recaps, Tommy. You know why I like you doing recaps? Because you don't fuck about. It's just recap with a couple of F-bombs sprinkled in the middle, and I like that.
All right, so look at this.
Guys, has it been 5 minutes?
He says don't fuck.
Tommy can't.
He says don't fuck about, and then he walks off camera, leaves me to monologue for 20 minutes, and says don't fuck about with your recaps.
Let's absolutely never do that. Okay, so we're gonna jump back into the game in the inn. I'm assuming that everyone is doing watches, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never have,
most
never will.
definitely.
Why we
Okay.
have to do watches? We have a statue. It's like a scarecrow.
I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to. I'm just assuming that you're gonna want to.
Now here's a question: do you sleep as a statue?
Nope, you don't.
Okay, good.
No,
You're gonna
no,
wake up
She ain't
exactly
getting
as
me.
you
She ain't getting me. Fuck you guys.
Right, I think that's the rule on petrification. Well, it is now. So, who is taking the first watch?
I'll do it. I'm at full health.
Okay, so as the night begins to take over, it's hard to tell, but as it does, you can still hear the sounds of the tavern below, lively as ever, music being played, stories being told, people drinking. But you guys choose to stay up in the room. Or your perception check, Malin?
Do I have a negative if I down an entire bottle of wine? No, I'm kidding.
That depends on a constitution save.
15 plus. God damn it, I forgot to get my D&D Beyond pulled up. Yeah, so it's 15 on the die. I think my perception is a +2 or a +4.
15 plus 2 or 4.
Yeah, so... Oh, it's a +3. Odd.
Look at that. Smack bang in
So-
the middle.
Yep, 18.
18, yeah. You You stay up within the I'll say 3 hours of your watch. Is there anything that you specifically want to do in the time of your watch, or are you just watching?
I'm watching.
I have
Okay.
something I have to do during his watch. If that's okay, unless you want me to wait.
You trying to fuck
No,
me,
are you asleep or are you
No,
awake?
this would have been. I'm not keeping it a secret or anything. This would have been like right in the beginning. Ideally, I would have done it before our rest, but you know, I can do it during the beginning part of the rest.
Yeah, you can do that if you want to.
So I get up during the rest, and just kind of look at Malin, and say, "I have something I gotta do real quick. I'll be back. Expect a shave and a haircut. I know it's me."
I don't understand what that meant, but I will await your return.
You actually not know what that means?
I mean, you're gonna go take care of something.
I
So you gotta
see.
go take
I see the look on his face, and then I do the. On like a table that's nearby.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes.
For us in the
I will be
call,
here.
he knocked in a pattern. We didn't hear your knock, but the recording would have heard it.
Oh, you guys didn't hear it? Okay.
No. I was just
I know what you're talking about, but
It's
it's a bump.
That's what that's called?
Yeah.
Man, I never knew that.
So I head to the church, see if I can see Milivoy out maybe in the graveyard or.
Okie doke. So from the time that you went to the Blue Water Inn and then everyone bedded down and then you made sure that they were okay and then left, I will say he would probably be. He wouldn't be outside. He'd probably be in his bedroom, which is the same bedroom as everyone else. It's like a smattering of kids, of younglings, and now also Arena and the two that you saved.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say you go in. I'll roll for it.
Knock, 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 knock.
You go in. After knocking, it is dark in there, and it appears that everyone, I'll say, but Arena, is asleep.
Milivoy. I'm gonna shake him.
Yeah, you shake him. You kind of see. Oh, do I have a count of him? I think I do. I ain't gonna know. M. Yes, I do. Do I? Oh fuck, that's a person thing. Yes, I do. Haha, I got him. There he is. A little
He's
bit of a
old.
brawny lad.
He's older than I expected.
He's like 15, 16.
Okay.
He's not growing in facial hair.
26.
Listen, don't talk to me about that. Talk to the artist.
You grow up
Just
fast
like
in
all high
Barovia.
school shows.
Yeah, he's just weathered because it's such a depressing place. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wake him up and
Bodybuilders and steroids.
you kind of see him shake his eyes awake and brush the hair out of his face. He goes, Roderick? What's wrong?
It's me. I just have to talk to you right quick. Mind stepping outside with me?
Okay, yeah, that's fine. And he groggily gets up and steps outside. You're now in the middle corridor hallway of the church.
Father Lucian's brought it to my attention that the bones of our founder have gone missing.
What bones? I don't know anything about that.
Can I insight check? Because I already know that he should know about them, right?
You can insight check. You heard from Father Lucian that he told Yeska that there were bones here, and Yeska told him.
Oh, that's a good insight check. That's a 24.
Milivoy has never really been able to hide things from you. And even now, you kind of get the sense that he's not being entirely forthright. There's something about his demeanor. You don't know if it's because he's too groggy to really be making sense of what's happening right now, but he's not on top of his game.
Look, boy, I know when you're lying. So, just tell me what's going on. I'm not mad. Sure, you
There's
have your reasons.
There's nothing going on. There's nothing. It's fine.
Right, Boy, I don't know what to do in this situation at all.
Yeah, I mean, you get the sense that he's doing that classic teenage thing of, well, you've been caught. I'm going to continue to deny it.
Yeah. Look, you've got yourself into some sort of trouble. You know you can trust me to help you out of it.
Make a persuasion check.
I've seen many things in my time. Not my greatest roll, but an 11.
11. Yeah. He kind of thinks for a moment. I'm not in trouble or anything. It's nothing like that. He kind of looks around for Lucian or anyone else who could potentially be eavesdropping. Sees that the area is clear and like, it's fine. The kids were going hungry and I thought that perhaps we could do with a little extra money and food. That's all.
Did you settle the bones of Saint Andrew?
I mean, we weren't using them anyway. They were just sitting in a crypt.
Who did you sell them to?
The old coffin maker.
Do you tell him what they were?
I mean, he was interested in them.
All right. Well, next time there's a problem like this, come right to me. Look, I open up my satchel, like my bag, and I'll pull out like 25 gold and just put them into his hands.
Okay. He takes them, pockets them. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
So, Milvoy takes the 25 gold that you gave him and pockets it and looks back to the, like, bedding chamber where everyone's sleeping. He's like, I appreciate that you're doing this. It's just... You shouldn't have to. It's not fair. It should be up to Father Lucian to take care of these people that he's taking in.
We should all take care of each other. We're one order. Just because he leads us doesn't mean we're not. And to be there for one another.
Well, I mean, I could help if he'd let me go out there.
You're not ready just yet.
Yeah, that's what you've all been saying.
How much did you get for the bones?
Let's see if the book says. Yeah, it does not say. So I will say. It was just 10 gold. Enough for a few days or weeks, but it's only temporary. Look, this isn't your responsibility. You could just leave it. It's fine.
No, I think you're right. I think you should clean up this mess on your own.
Well, there's no mess to clean up. There was... It's bones. They're not doing anything. They're just sitting on there getting dust and old. What's the point in keeping them around?
Bones are sacred.
Yeah. Because they do so much.
Go buy him back. I'm serious. Then use what remains for food.
Whatever, I'll go tomorrow.
Alright. Good. See you around, Milvoy. Keep that hot golden.
So, what was in the windmill?
I don't know if I can still see, but I kind of peer toward where the kids are sleeping. Terrible horrors. They were grinding kids up, putting them into pies.
You could have handled that, you know, if you needed help.
We barely made it out. Ourselves. The giant elephant man was with. Nearly died.
Well, I mean, I still could have helped. Maybe one other person would have been better.
You want to help?
Yeah, buy back the bones.
Buy back the bones. And teach that boy, Freak his name was. Teach him some of what we've taught you. These horror stories we go through as children. Some of the greatest foundation for what we do. Could take that anger, that fear, and turn it into a fight.
Yeah. Okay, alright. Don't, keep running off without, like, you know, saying where you're going at least.
Well, for now, I'm not sure. But I will be staying at the Blue Water Inn tonight. One of the hags got away from us. There's a chance she could pay us a visit in the night.
Okay, so what are you going to do about it?
Going to watch each other's backs for now.
Okay. Well, I guess be safe.
I will. Go back to sleep.
Yeah. You see him kind of turn around and begin to walk back, and there's I mean, you know this kid. There's visibly like it's just not understanding what he did wrong and not understanding why he has to clean it up, but he's just doing it because you're telling him to, and it's like a little frustrating for him to have to do that. It's typical teenage stuff, you know. He just kind of goes back and sits on the bed and just kind of just doesn't lie down, just sits there for a second, and then just looks at you again and just rolls over kind of hard.
Yeah. I totally just got that kid killed or captured when he goes back. But I'm okay with it. We'll figure it out. All right. And then I go back to the Blue Water Inn. I knock. I
don't open it. Yeah, open it.
Yeah. Shaving, a haircut. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Wait.
All right. Thanks
Right.
again. I'm going to sleep. Wake me up when it's my turn.
I begin drinking, not heavily, but I do begin drinking.
You begin drinking. Great.
Sipping
And
this
so
wine
what-
because I want to know how good it tastes.
Did you get the cheap stuff or the good stuff? You got the good
No, I
stuff.
got 2 bottles of that good shit.
Tastes good. It's pretty swell. It is what you would call a fine wine.
This is I love the notes.
I don't know what wine tastes like. Look at me. Okay, so you take your watch. I say a little bit after Roderick gets back, with your high perception check, you hear Malin. Since you're not outside on the balcony, you're inside, and the door's probably closed. You hear someone walk along the balcony and into the room next to you. Which is this
How
one
are their
on the left.
How are their footfalls? Were they pretty heavy footfalls, or?
They seem to be about average for a man.
Okay.
Like not
I know my man walks.
yeah, not too heavy, not too light, but you do also get that the shoe is probably a little finer compared to, you know, your average Barovian, Valachian commoner boots.
Yeah.
You yeah, you just hear him go inside, close the door, and you hear the flipping of paper and the scrawling of a quill. And that continues for about an hour in total. A lot of notes or stories or whatever is being written is being written. And then you hear the book. And,
And this guy writes awfully loud.
The walls are thin. The thin walls here, and you're all really good on perception. So just shut the fuck up. Okay, anything else that you want to do, Malin?
No, I will say I tucked Gar in whenever he went to bed. I tried my best. I kind of took a couple of the blankets, you know, because he's a big fella, you know, and had to really get, you know.
Yeah, you take a Lauren's blanket and use it on Gar, since
Yeah,
Lauren.
because Lauren doesn't. I take Lauren, or I try to get Lauren out of one of the beds that he is apparently laying in because he's taking up space that he don't need to be taking.
It's just in the in the corner of the room. There's just a pile of bodies. It's a Lauren.
And then I hang my coat on Lauren, like he's a coat rack.
Sure. Who is taking the second watch?
We're waking up, Malin.
Wake up,
Tia
Tia.
will do it. Oh, perfect.
Because Tia is a very smart individual.
Oh, cute.
You just jinxed my role. I don't know why you said that.
Hell yes. Hey, yes, Tia. If you don't mind taking over for me, getting a little tired, and you seem to have some keen eyes and keen ears.
Yeah, sure. No problem.
Roll a 1, baby.
Perception, right?
Roll your perception check.
21.
21. Cool. Yeah, your evening's watch goes on. Anything that you would like to do?
Nope. She's just gonna sit right in front of the door. Kind of just staring out at the window, but occasionally glancing at a Lauren statue and giving a slight smile.
Okay. Gar. In the night, as you're dreaming, what are you dreaming about?
Yes, I've been muted.
Oh.
What am I dreaming about? Probably nightmares of nightmares of what happened today, just like fighting the Hague and children getting taken and things and not being able to save them.
How does Gar, if at all, physically react to those nightmares?
Probably some grunts as he's like shifting in his sleep on the floor. He's too big for beds.
Okay. So that reaction happens starting in Malin's watch and continuing through to the end and through to Tia's watch. And so in your dreams, you recount aspects, fractals, of the events that transpired today outside the old Bone Grider. You recount in the dream trying to grab something, and as you do so, it turns to smoke and then disappears and flits to the back of you, and then you feel like this raking impact along the back of your spine. And as you turn to grab it and hold it, whatever this thing is, it dissipates into smoke and is going around to the side again. And then you grab it, and as you begin holding it, you see like a darker purple, black-skinned figure that chomps down into your forearm, and in turn you bleed in this deep green. It's not red. It's not normal. And as you throw them off, you watch as the figure goes wide onto the ground about 20 feet away, rights themselves into a sprinter pose, and then begins sprinting at you. And as they are sprinting at you, you get a flash of something else. Of just these triangular, burning green-blue eyes and pointed mouth. And as the flash proceeds, the figure is still lurching at you. It's too quick to react. You try and duck away, but they seem to grab onto the side of your ear and dangle there. And as you swing around, seeing them flail beside you, another flash. That face is back, but the smile has turned into a frown of anger. Those familiar, burning eyes, not looking at you anymore, looking at that figure. And then it goes. And as the figure is dangling from you and swinging, you watch as they crawl up your head, digging their claws on their fingers about an inch or 2 inches into your skull, and with each one dealing significant pain. And then another flash of a scythe. Long and crooked, handle wooden but old, almost straight from tree root or branch. The blade itself a dull grey-black metal that is a little rusted. And that figure continues to climb up you and try and dig, tearing away at the top of your skull into your brain. And another flash. That scythe lights in green fire, and you see from around the green fire bubbles of air. The fire inside water. And all throughout the night you have these conflicting images, these conflicting dreams, two concurrent visions happening at once. The scythe in the water, and the purple creature digging at your brain. You...
Tell me.
Your hit point maximum is reduced by 5.
That's it. Pocket change. Alright, cool.
You also are not going to get the benefits of the long rest.
Even better.
Ooh.
That's bullshit.
No, it's what we walked ourselves into.
You don't get exhausted, I'll say that. You don't get exhausted, but since you are technically resting, but you do not regain any hit points. You do not regain hit dice. You do not regain rage. You didn't get rage on
Didn't get to use any, so.
rest. So there you go.
Could be worse.
And so
But
Tia,
not great.
you just see him tossing and turning the whole night.
She will, I guess, towards end of her watch, she'll go over and place her paw on his hand for about like 10 seconds, and then just, go back to the door.
Mm-hmm. And so that concludes your watch, Tia. Who is taking the third? I guess it's either Gar or Roderick.
Does Tia wake up?
Yeah, that's up to you.
I guess I'll do Roderick.
All right.
I don't know. Wake up Gar's the best idea.
My turn. I take it.
It's your turn. I mean, unless you want to try to move a Lauren, just put him in front of the door.
A chuckle comes out, but no.
No, I was actually being serious.
Oh, no, I can take a rest. Watch. Notice anything strange?
Gar's been tossing and turning quite a bit. So, I don't know if he's having a nightmare or not.
It's possible. We'll keep an eye on him. Check his vitals.
Alright, well, have fun with that.
Alright.
Alright, Roderick, roll your perception check, my guy.
Sure.
Dude.
Well, not great. Well, it's 11. I have a +6, so it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. 11. Yeah.
Okay, you post up by the door. Anything that you want to do on your watch?
I'm going to follow up on that. I want to, check Gar's pulse and stuff like that, and just kind of, see if he's sweating. Maybe a medicine check or something. I don't know.
Make a medicine check.
All right. Ooh, that's much. 21 total.
Pulse is definitely racing.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely elevated. He's not really regaining himself in the way that you would expect a rest to. And part of it is to be expected because of everything that happened today. It's certainly traumatic for anyone involved. But it's almost as if the body is fighting something. But you're not quite sure. The other thing that you get with a 21 medicine check, there's something strange about the crown of his forehead. You put your hand over it, and there's a certain patch, maybe 2 inches, an inch across, that just feels a little rougher than it should.
Almost
even with all the
scarring
scars
or something.
It's not a scar because the area is clear.
Mm-hmm.
Something has happened to his forehead. It's difficult to say what because you don't know Gar. You don't know anything about him really. But there's definitely something there. It's not scarred. It doesn't show signs of it being scarred, but there's something different about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How's this complexion? Has he, is it normal? Is he...
It's perhaps a little paler than normal. But it's not to a significant degree. It doesn't... it's not... Think about it as if, halfway between him being normal and being poisoned. He's not fighting the effects of a poison or anything like that, but as, indications of fighting off something inside of him.
Okay. All right, so I take note of that, and I don't have any more spells or anything to investigate this bump on his head. Nothing strikes true on a medicine check from the bump, right?
Roll an Arcana check.
Arcana check. I was actually just about to ask, should I roll Arcana and see if there's because I'm kind of worried he's the hag is eating his fucking brain potentially.
Right. The Arcana I think is linked. You roll really well on medicine, so I think it's not without the realm of thought that you would have.
It's not great. It's a 3.
It's a 3.
Yeah.
Possible that there's a hag influence there. It's possible. But I mean, it's hard to tell. Could
Okay.
just be a normal reaction.
Yeah, so I guess for the rest of my watch, I'm gonna watch Gar, and if he goes, if he starts seizing or like looking real pale or something like that, I'll wake him up. But other than that, if he seems to be maintaining, the way he is, I'll let it slide and let him try and get his rest. But if
Okay.
if something big happens, I'm waking him up.
So your attention is spent almost solitarily on Gar.
Yeah.
Alarin. Roderick's attention being on Gar is indicative that it's not on you. And so no one notices as the window to the room slowly opens and something from the outside slinks in, grabs the stone figure of Alarin, and slinks out.
I told you we
What?
should have barred
There's
the
a whole
door.
ass stone king.
We should have barred the door. And we're
How did he do it so
perfectly fine.
quietly?
Came through the window. It didn't matter about the damn door.
That's true. It did come through the window.
Uh,
Damn.
you would have barred the statue at an angle, so definitely you would hurt like some type of scraping.
Goodbye, Lauren. We'll never
Well-
see you again.
So, Alarin, the last thing that
Horrifying.
you remember is plucking the feather off of Bernadette and holding it up to the sky and feeling very proud of yourself. And then you blink and you are looking up at the night sky. No clouds overhead, just the moon and the stars above you. You blink a second and look around, and you are not far off of a village that you recognize. Barovia. You look around and you see standing next to you, a little ways behind, the chiseled jawline and the widow's peak, and the familiar armor of Strahd.
That's why he did it so quiet. He's a quiet man.
Such a quiet boy.
That's plausible. That works.
Oh.
He is the shadow. He is the night.
I'm Batman.
What am I doing out here?
It would seem you are in quite a predicament. Turning to stone. At really your own doing, if I may say.
So would I still have the feather in my hand?
You do.
Okay, so he like looks at that like, oh, whew, a small cost as he tucks the feather in his pocket of his coat.
You seem calm. I was not expecting this. For you to suddenly emerge from your slumber in a different place, not surrounded by your allies or friends, but instead your enemy. Why is that?
Well, sure I might be quaking in my boots internally, but, it's not the first time something like this has happened. Just not with someone as powerful as yourself, I would say.
Interesting. Walk with me. And he continues going forward towards the village.
Okay, he'll follow.
I want to make something clear. For I have been depicted as this monster for you all to slay because of my vampirism, because of my rule over this land. It is understandable. Power invites challenge. Not everybody will enjoy the fact that I am on the throne. But I am not the monster that your fortune teller that the villagers, the peasants, make me out to be. And tonight, I will prove this to you. He continues going through the streets, which are mostly deserted. It's probably the dead of night right now. And he makes a right at the provision shop down into that road that goes down to the Burgomaster's home. You are talented. You have potential to do a lot with your power. And I see in your intellect a greater strength still. You have the ability to make decisions. It was you who sentenced that poor girl to death. And I understand. These decisions carry weight. On the heart, on the soul. But it is not only you who feels this. And he turns again, and you recognize the house that he's walking towards. It's Mad Mary's house.
Alarin's face darkens, but he still follows.
And so tonight, we do what is right. And you will tell this poor woman what happened to her daughter. Come. And he walks up to the door and knocks 3 times. Doof, doof, doof. And even from now, in the silence of the night, you can still hear the faint, like, moans and crying of Mad Mary. As you hear the footsteps get up and start walking down to the ground floor of the house, and the door opens very slowly. You look at her, and she is looking much worse than she was. The face is now sallow and sunken. The eyes and the sockets are darkened and pressed inwards. She probably hasn't slept in days, probably hasn't eaten in days. And she looks back to the two of you, and as she sees the figure of Strahd, there is an instant clutching of the door. He says, "Do not worry, Miss Mary. We are not here to hurt you. I believe you are familiar with my friend." And he beckons to you.
Hello, Mary.
She kind of looks back to you and then back to him. "Yes, I am familiar. What is it? What?" And you hear him say, "May we come in?" He's gonna roll a persuasion check. You roll pretty good. She kind of thinks for a second and then gingerly nods before he enters. And as he enters, you pick up on it. There's kind of this sigh of like a permission granted. And you follow in, and not her, but he, Strahd, leads you to the table of the kitchen and sort of sits down. "Well, young Alaren has news of your daughter. Please, go on." And she kind of looks back to you, and there's a faint glimmer of hope in the eyes.
So he'll try his best. Mary, Gertrude is dead, and he's like trying not to like crack, like it's my fault.
You watch as the look of shock overtakes her first, her already pale figure going paler, and she goes, "How do you know this? What happened?"
I did not deal the killing blow myself, but I made the decision that guided the blade that did it. But I know firsthand that she is slain.
As the tears start to roll down the face, and the jaw and the lip quivering. The now pretty frail form of Mary. In a surprising turn, the brow furrows, and there is a look of anger there. She says, "Was it worth it for you? Did you get what you wanted?"
I have to believe so.
I hope you never have children, for you will never know this pain. I would like you both to leave now. Now.
I guess Alarna looked to Strahd.
Strahd is leaning back in a kitchen chair, kind of gingerly smiling. Of course, we will do so. And he steps up from the chair and starts walking by. Come, there is nothing more for us to do here.
Oh, Lauren, I'll just turn around after giving one final apologetic, pleading look at Mary and then turn to follow.
As you do, you watch as she's still standing, just slumps to the ground and keels over. And then as you leave outside, the moaning turns to a wail of just utter loss and desperation. As you both walk out of the house, he says, "And so you see, the weight of leading a people, of ruling over these lands, it can crush you. This woman, broken, she was killing herself over not knowing where her daughter was. And now we have alleviated that unknowing. I am not a monster, for I do what is right. And someday, perhaps this will fall to you. This is also why I have brought you here. I need to know that you still believe that you made the right decision."
Well, at least in terms of our current goal, Malin did seem that he would provide more utility to our efforts than Gertruda. So, as much as it pained me to do so, I do still believe I made the right decision.
Good, because it was the right decision. I am almost proud. It has been some time since someone resonated with me, such as yourself. If you would, I would continue to have visits to show you this realm alone, away from your companions, so that I may show you how it truly works to be here. Would you allow this, Elaran?
Gaining greater insights into the land does seem it would be fortuitous to me. So yes, I could agree to that.
Of course. You may tell your friends of this incursion if you wish, but I do not expect them to be as accepting of my offer as you are. Perhaps in this matter, secrecy would benefit you.
Given recent events and their disposition towards me, I feel that makes sense.
Of course, I would expect nothing less. Well, the roads are dangerous at night. I will escort you back to Vallaki, And if you have any questions for me, I will be more than happy to answer them. As you begin walking along the roads, you now have a one-on-one with Strahd. If you have anything that you want to say or ask him, you may do so.
Just trying to. Where's that handbook? Really quick. Shit. Where's it at? Oh, there it is. I just wanted to ask him about. Oh, so I'm just trying to remember when we did this. Tatiana looks like Irina, right?
Yeah, she looks identical.
Okay. So that is one thing he would bring up is he would just say, I found something in the castle, and I just wanted to ask, does the woman Tatiana, does that mean anything to you? She looks, I think possibly I saw a portrait of her. She looks almost identical to Irina.
Yes. Do you have my tome on your person by any chance?
Damn it. Called me out. I think I was the one still holding it, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. Yeah, so he would rifle through his bag and this one.
Yes, may I?
He'll hand it over.
Yeah, he flips it open to that same page and begins reading. Well, I do have a penchant for the melodramatic side. And he shuts it and hands it back. Have you ever been in love, Alarin?
Well, here and there, childhood things, you meet someone at the university and things go on for a time and then people fall apart, but I don't think anything as serious as what appeared to be in this tome.
I think that love, true love, it is the most encompassing, overwhelming feeling that is known to man and beyond. It is beautiful, it is radiant, and it is horrifying and dark. The woman that you speak of, Tatiana, she was and is my love, my one and only. And I had her. Her heart was promised to me. Rightfully so. But I lost her through no doing of my own. There was no wording that I said, no action that I did. Nothing from me directly that turned her away from me. She simply fell for another. And so, on her wedding day, there was a tragedy that occurred. Both her and her new beloved met their end. It was despair for a long time. But these lines, Barovia as a whole, it has this way of pulling people back in. You see, not everybody here possesses what you and I would call a soul. But the ones that do, have they not come from afar, those souls never left this plane. It seems that when a person dies, their soul lingers and waits for a new body to inhabit. I do not know exactly when it starts, but it does. And so certain people are born with the same soul as a previous life. The young Miss Kolyana. It is my belief. It is my knowledge that she possesses the same soul as my Tatiana.
Mm-mm. Do you believe this happened to your brother as well?
Ah, my brother. Where did you hear of my brother?
The same tome.
So little is known.
Just that you decided to kill him on his wedding day.
Yes. You see, much like you made with Gertruda, it was a decision. It was quick. It was rash. It was fueled by emotion. But I must choose not to let it affect me as badly as I think it could. For otherwise, I would never be able to look beyond the past. My brother... I do not believe he was a bad person in life. He was not a monster. But he was a swine.
How so?
You know, we were just very different people. And for all the times that people call me the monster, he had his share. And he continues walking. And you see now, along the road, you're starting to walk past the gallows, where you see the hanging nooses. And there are times along the walk where you hear the growling of wolves, or the faint, moaning of some kind of undead somewhere that travels along the road. And it's now, walking up to it, that you see that there is a pack of larger dire wolves, maybe 2 or 3, and about 4 regular wolves who are now traveling across the road, and they stop and turn to look at you, and you hear the snarls before you see Strahd put a hand up and just wave them off, and they go. You get the sense if he wasn't there, they probably would have attacked you. There are things in life that even I dislike talking about. Perhaps as our relationship goes closer or progresses in a way that is more beneficial, more things will be open to discussion. But for now, I think Sergei is a line I'm not willing to talk about. If that is okay.
Oh, I understand. Family is a touchy subject for some.
Of course. If there is anything else, I will be happy to answer.
So I guess nothing super specific, but he might just little doodads about topography and just the lay of the land and stuff that I didn't figure you had to role play or whatever. Just
Yeah, no. He'll point out some stuff to you. He sure will. I'll give you a brief rundown of Barovia. Just because I can. So you know where the village of Barovia is? That's right here.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about Castle Ravenloft, which is over here.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, Valaki, is all the way over here. He also talks about Kresk. I don't know if I've mentioned Kresk to you before. It's the other town. That's all the way over here.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about the Svalich Woods, which are basically the entirety of the woods around the realm. There is a set of mountain range to the top and to the bottom. Oh, there's a mountain to the top and a mountain to the bottom. The one on the top is called Mount Baratok. And the one to the bottom is called Mount Garkis. And there's a brief moment where he's talking about Mount Garkis where he mentions that there is something of importance there, a location that is of interest to him, but he chooses not to talk about it. So you just know that there's something there.
Awesome. Sweet. Yeah. So I guess they would probably just be talking about that as they walked. So are we like walking all the way to Valaki, or?
Yeah, you walk all the way to Valaki. It takes you a couple hours to do so.
Gotcha.
But it's calm, it's a relative night. You did not get your long rest because you're petrified, so never mind on that. And he does take shortcuts. He doesn't go all the way across the road. Like, there's a time where the road over here, normally you'd have to go all the way around by the old bone grinder, and he just cuts across the hill to shave off some time. Before he comes back to the gates of Valaki, he said, "I don't suppose you need me to bring you back to the inn that you are staying at, but the decision is up to you."
So can the guards like at the wall see him?
At this point, you're a little far away for them to see either of you.
Gotcha. Oh shit, I'm trying to think, would they let me in? Because they've only been letting like Roderick and them in. So he'll just say, so these guards of Valaki, they're quite particular about who they let in. Is there any sort of insignia or something that you have that they'd let me have passage?
Well, you could try this. And he reaches back and he pulls out a coin pouch. And he opens it up and he picks out 10 gold and hands it over to you. Remember, these guards are people, and people are always corrupt in some way.
True. Money talks. I can make the rest of the way myself, I believe.
Very good. Know that my gaze does not fall upon you all of the time, but it will occasionally. I prefer these midnight visits. It is a quieter realm at night. I will come the next time I feel your services may be required, or my tutelage may aid you. And in the meantime, should you require my services, you are an intelligent man. I'm sure you may find a way.
Of course. Well, I guess I bid you farewell then.
Indeed. Think of the lessons you have learned tonight. Dwell on them. And then when you have learned those lessons, move past this experience. Do not let it consume you. Good night, Ilaran.
Night.
And he turns, and you hear the faint muttering of something arcane before a sound of a trigger going off, and then wings going away.
Ooh. So he'll kind of like, I mean, obviously he knows he kind of sees everything, but he'll just kind of make sure he loses sight of him as he flies away or whatever. And then as soon as he can't see him anymore, he's just gonna like fall straight on his back in the grass and just let out all the built-up tension that he's had inside of him this whole time. Oh. And then it's kind of like, what have I gotten myself into? And just stand up, dust himself off, and start making his way back to Valaki, where I guess he would just try to bribe the guards and
Yeah, make a persuasion check.
Okay. Oh my god, I still
Should have
have
good
like...
game Strahd as he left.
All right, so that would be... Oh yeah, because my persuasion is a -1, so 17?
Yeah, it's easy enough to do. They see the 10 gold and they very quickly allow entry. Yeah, I mean, you already knew that guards were open to bribes and things like that, most of them anyway, but it is interesting to see that Strahd just can... He's very aware of how people are flawed, and it was surprisingly easy for you to do that.
Gotcha. At this point, I mean, like, how long is it even until like dawn?
It's difficult to say, but I'd say with you being out and sort of tracking the moon, since it's not a cloudy night tonight, so you'll get a better sense of it today. You're probably like an hour or so out from it. You have enough time to slink back into the hotel room, which you did not know about. No, he told you. He told you they were in the Blue Water Inn. So you have enough time to slink back in if you wish to.
Yeah, I guess he would probably just like, are they open, like, or do they kind of like close the downstairs? Like, would it be weird for me to like sit down there and essentially just wait for everyone to get up?
I will say this early in the morning / late at night, they're probably wrapping up. I'll say you go up to that same raven-haired woman who you talked to the day before, who was bartending there, and she's kind of wiping off all the tables. You see, like, there's like 2 other people left in the bar who are on their last rounds, essentially.
Okay.
She says,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
She says, "Oh, you... I was mistaken. I thought that you were a statue. It is good to see that you are back."
Yes, it would appear that I was. I was just wondering. I may have snuck out earlier just to get a little bit of fresh air. And I'm not quite sure I could sneak back into our room as easily as I got out. I was wondering, do you mind if I just take a table in the corner over there and await my companions to get up? I might doze off.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as you... I'm afraid we're not going to serve any more alcohol tonight, but if you would like to just sit, you are welcome to do this.
All right.
Valaki's got a last call? That's BS.
Perfect. Thank you.
It's like 6 in the morning.
He would just kind of go in the corner, kind of lean back in a chair, like just sort of lay his head back and try to get any amount of sleep possible.
Yeah, so you do so. I'm going to give you a short rest, is what you get.
Nice.
But Roderick, you spend pretty much your watch just focusing on Gar, making sure that he's okay, before most of it basically runs out, and you decide, I mean, he's waking up soon, you've done your part, and you sort of retreat backwards, and it's then that you notice that Lauren is not with you.
Oh, shit. I want to look around the room for any clues. Is the window still open? Like, obviously, my character doesn't know that, but...
Make a perception or investigation check.
What's better? Perception, for sure. Natural 20 for 26.
The window is not open.
Okay.
You get the sense from the faint bits of like leftover pebbles or soot sorry, silt's the right word, that Statue Alarin had left. He was probably picked up and hoisted out the window. It does not appear, with a natural 20, it does not appear that he was human before he left.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna open the windows and look down. Do I see a shattered statue down below?
You do not.
I have to decide how far is the fall.
The fall from here. Let me bring you guys back to the next map. The blue water in. I'm pretty sure. Actually, the stairs here go to the outside. Yeah. So you guys are. If you look on the map, you will see you guys are in this section right here, and the landing basically comes out down these stairs, which is right here on the bottom side.
Oh, he would have. The window is like inside the building. It's not.
The window is right here. That's the window that you saw
Okay.
had the sill going out of it, but you can just walk out and go down. Unless you want to jump out the window.
Oh yeah, no. How far would the fall be? Like how
I'll
far
say
to the floor?
15 feet.
Okay. From up here, with that natural 20 perception, do I see drag marks? Because obviously stone's heavy. It might leave like a trail.
You do not see drag marks, funnily enough.
Okay.
If he was taken and he's not shattered and he's not being drugged, then he would have been lifted, which indicates either someone very strong,
Or magic.
someone magically talented, or a group of people.
Yeah. I'll do one last thing. Because I'm not gonna get myself lost at night alone. I will go down to the bar area, and I don't know if I would see him or not, but I would, with the intention of asking the barkeep if anyone has shown up tonight. Like, you know, like if I'm worried there's a crowd of people who stole them.
Yeah, with your new roll, your natural 20 on perception, you go to the ground floor and you walk inwards. The bartender is not there. It seems that she's swapped off and is getting some rest. But you do see Alarin huddled over a table, kind of gently snoring away.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go over there and kind of grab the back of his his neck. Hey, wake up!
What is it?
What are you doing down here?
I don't know. I just woke up outside and then I came in here and I didn't want to wake anybody up, so I figured I'd just sleep down here till y'all woke up.
You piece of shit.
Salute.
Did you went out the window?
What?
Insight check.
Okay, so here's what you can do, Meal. You can roll deception, so just say you're flat out lying, or if you roll persuasion if you want to, it can be persuasion to make him seem like you're not withholding information about this.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I think they're both horrible.
Then it's not gonna matter. What I just rolled.
Oh yeah, they're both nat ones. Okay, or I mean not nat ones, they're both minus ones. All right, so let's see. I guess I'll go with perception to try to, or your persuasion to go with like I'm very discombobulated and don't know what was going on.
Sure.
I hope he rolls in.
Oh shit! I rolled a 7.
I rolled a
Or total is
19.
7.
A 19 for a 25.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you've already dealt with one liar tonight. You're not going to deal with another.
We'll talk about this later. But for now, I need to go get some rest.
Okay. And he'll just like lower his head back on the
Nope,
table.
you're coming upstairs.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of like help get him up the stairs. Yeah.
So at this point, Roderick, long rest. Malin, long rest. Tia, long rest. Garan Alarin,
Darlong.
no long rest.
Oh.
I like how the people who really didn't like get hurt really
Got
last
the long
combat
rest.
got the long rest.
Yeah, look, the only thing I actually get from long rest is I get my speak with animals back. That's it.
Yeah,
So-
I at least get all my shit back.
I was missing
was-
all my spells, so I'm good now.
I was about to say I was fine on health, but I have like no spell slots. Or I get arcane recovery got me a couple, but
I can get my stuff back.
So, Roderick, you drag Alarin back up to the room. I'd say it's dawn now. You guys could have finished your rest by now if you wanted to, or if you want to just add on an extra
Ooh.
little tidbit, you can.
Before everybody does wake up, I want to bring Alarin to Gar's side. He's been well, not looking great tonight.
Oh, and I guess he'll just kind of rush over to his side and give him a good look over. What do you think it is?
The hag may have attached to his mind. Maybe he's fighting off an infection. Can't be sure. But I noticed something.
What was it?
Seems to be some sort of head damage or some sort of protrusion on his forehead here. Not scarring.
So, after traveling with Gar for a long time now, would I notice that that's new?
Yeah, not only that, you remember when you first saw it, and it was with that detect magic. that
Oh,
showed you that was
yes.
something right there.
Oh, this appeared after a very strange dream back in the camp with all of the, oh my god, I don't know why I keep forgetting what they're called.
Vistani.
Vistani, yes, the Vistani. So I guess with that, give me one moment. I just want to make sure that no magical energies are still with him. And he'll start ritual casting detect magic.
Yeah, you start ritual casting detect magic. That's 10 minutes.
Mhm.
And we'll just go ahead and say that the 10 minutes go by. Roderick, you know what he's doing at this point. Like, you understand the spell enough. And as you cast the detect magic and look back at Gar, there is that same faint light emanating from that spot. There is magic there. The trick is to get it to reveal itself. Because you understand that it's there, you just don't exactly know what it is.
Mm-hmm. And then so I don't really get a read on anything else, just that which I'd kind of seen before.
Yeah, just what you've seen before.
Okay, gotcha. Just wanted to make sure. So I've seen this before. I don't really detect anything else. Whatever was causing him trouble in the night, I believe it's gone. But I do need to figure out what this is, though.
Do I see it as well, or is it only lit up for him?
At this point, it's only lit up for him. Alarin has been known to shift spells about a little bit. So if you wanted to try and essentially change detect magic to like a reveal magic, you could try.
If you wanted to try and burn Gar's brain from the inside out.
Yeah, if I can try to like maybe okay, conjure things is, yeah, could I kind of like combine that with my minor conjuration to sort of like see if I can conjure the like symbol of what it is essentially?
Yeah, of course you can. So we're gonna roll another Arcana check here to see how well you can do that.
Sweet. All right, let's go. Ooh, I rolled bad, but I have good plus, so that would be 13.
Yeah, it doesn't show up for Roderick, right? The way that you're changing the spell around. You're basically just focusing the detection onto one specific part and saying, okay, I understand that it's there, help me sharpen the image a little bit. And so you do kind of begin to see it form into something that's a little more legible. It's not something that you understand, like you can't read it, but you do get the sense that it is a mark that's right there. And then you want to conjure basically a sign of that mark.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you do so, there's like this new, essentially like it's like a floating symbol of it, right? And Roderick, you recognize the sharpened characters, and close knit scrawl, I believe you speak Abyssal.
Yes.
Nice. I knew it was a language we didn't know. Oh, thank God someone knows.
This mark reads chosen.
Chosen. Now, what could he have been chosen for?
Pumpkin.
Well, I guess he would like just recount his. Cause I'm trying to. We did like basically remember those dreams, right? With the Pumpkin King.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, he would just kind of recount that odd dream. Maybe also kind of retell that little rhyme story that the Vistani told at the campfire. Just does any of that mean anything to you?
Does any of that mean anything to me?
Roll a history check.
Holy shit, the rolls are fire. That's a 20 total.
Damn.
Yeah, we've talked about that. So, yeah, everything that you know.
I've heard the tale before. I'm gonna touch Alarin's head. And I just want to feel his forehead and see if I can't feel something similar on him.
Make a medicine or investigation check, your choice.
Don't fail me, die. You've been good. Well,
He burns my head.
13 medicine.
You touch Alarin's head, his forehead, and there is a faint rough mark in the middle of Alarin's forehead as well.
This is a pimple.
You push on it and it... No, it's not a pimple.
I do feel something on you as well.
Oh shit. It didn't like me. I guess I'll try to detect magic on that as well. I kind of forgot it was on me too.
Is there a mirror
Yeah.
in the room or anything?
There is not.
But I can conjure a mirror.
You can conjure a mirror
Do
if
it.
you would like to.
All right, so I'll do that and conjure a mirror to see anything. If it...
Yeah, you conjure a mirror, take an extra 10 minutes to refocus the spell on yourself, and the symbol on your head looks identical to the one on Gar's.
Chosen.
Okay, so it looks the same. Gotcha. It looks the same as the other. I don't know if I like being chosen for whatever this is.
No, doesn't sound like a good thing to me at all. Alright, perhaps we should wake up the others now. Day's breaking.
Yes. And he'll just sort of kind of tug on Garfantas's ear a little bit. Garfantas, it's time to get up.
Sorry, just having a bad dream.
I was told. Also,
Who told
looks
you?
like Roderick, he was keeping a close eye on you during the night.
I was gonna say Roderick wasn't there, but he was here, so that would make sense, I guess.
Fucking love Garfantas so much.
Garfantas, did you dream of that pumpkin abomination again?
I saw a face that might have looked like a pumpkin's. Very angular, like when people cut into them and they put them on the porch to scare away spirits, you know, like the stories.
I was able to work with Roderick, and we finally were able to translate that marking on your head, which apparently is also on my head as well.
I can't remember if you actually told me if that marking's there, or if you had kept it to yourself. It's been so long, but
I know, right?
either way, oh no, or also yeah.
It apparently means chosen in some language. Shit, I forgot to ask him what language it was.
It was
I'll ask
Abyssal.
him- Oh, Abyssal. Is Abyssal generally like connected to like
abyss.
monstrosity, gnarly things?
Demons,
or...
right? Is Abyssal demons?
Abyssal is demons, yeah.
Oh, well, we may be dealing with demons.
We all have demons.
Some on our heads.
I'm
Yes.
waking Malin and Tia up also, by the way. Just I want you guys to be able to get in here.
Okay, good. I was gonna say if Lauren woke me up, I was gonna scream like a girl and fall out the bed.
So I guess with everyone up, he would just kind of, Roderick, would Father,
Lucian.
Lucian, would he know anything more about this? I don't even really know where to begin with whatever this is.
You're looking for knowledge on the occult. What's the place to go? Strange beings, monstrous, demonic. Yeah, he might know a thing.
Hopefully we can inquire for his aid then. Did everyone else sleep okay? Garfantas seemed to have some troubles, so just wanted to make sure the rest of you are all right.
I have sleep apnea and I forgot my machine.
I'm just imagining the elephant trunk.
Yes, God was snoring quite loudly.
Yes, he was. I'm just a bit more surprised that you're already out of stone this early. Then she looks to Gar and says, I thought you said it lasted about a day when I was stone.
It did.
I don't know myself, but
She's narrowing her eyes as she's gonna insight that.
Maybe it just didn't bite him as much as it bit you.
so I guess with that, I will just say, like, technically, Alarin doesn't necessarily know if, like, Strahd cured him out of his thing. He just woke up and he was with him, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, so
With a romantic.
Alarin doesn't know, so
I wrote 12.
I won't even try to contest that.
About this time, anyone with a passive perception of over 15, you would hear the room next to you open and footsteps. Nope. Go out of it.
I think the
Has to be
DM wants
over
us to
15 or
talk
at
to him.
15?
15 or over.
Okay.
Can I
so I
just-
actually did hear it.
Yeah, can I just look that way? Do I see who passes?
Yeah, you can poke your head out the door. You see a finely dressed gentleman with a cane and, pointed white hair and a pair of thick glasses.
I'm never gonna remember this guy's name, dude.
Lictavio.
Yeah, there it is.
Interesting looking fellow. All right.
He's definitely well dressed.
I don't have a horse in this race. I'm not
So-
looking.
You also don't have a horse.
either.
Hey, fuck you.
I'll say, Roderick, you see him go down to, not to the bar, but he goes down and pokes his head, like, past the bar into a doorway, and anyone over 15 kind of hears him mumbling to a couple people in a different room before he shuts the door and sits at a table down there. As you were.
Well, I guess we don't have to wait for Alarin anymore. Is there anything else we were needing to do?
Well, there is one thing I wanted to try, but might need to pay someone to clean up the room afterwards.
I don't think any of us might be interested in something like that.
No. Typically, those are things you do by yourself.
Alarin will kind of chuckle. Oh, not like that. I just mean that there's a ritual that I would like to try to essentially tame. Oh my god, my brain just fried itself. To
Bernadette.
tame Bernadette.
You want to do that in the inn?
Well,
I'm going to be honest, Lauren. You're like going 3 for 3 on terrible ideas in the last couple of days.
No. Let him do it. Let him do it. Maybe it might work.
See, I believe I could barricade the door with a bed, so the worst case is I'm stuck in here with Bernadette. But yeah, I don't know. We could probably pay someone a little extra just to apologize for the mess. But it'll take me about an hour. But if the rest of you would like to leave while I try, I don't mind if that's what's safest for everyone.
He was already walking out the door.
I could help you.
Oh. I'm starting to look at Roderick. Like, really, we're honestly contemplating doing this.
Well, I believe that I can still perform the ritual with Bernadette in the cage. But so she wouldn't be getting out unless I let her out afterwards thinking it worked and it didn't, but I believe I have ways to test that before I open the cage.
Well, best of luck to you, Lauren. Gar tried not to get Lauren to kill himself.
I'll try,
I'm going to get some breakfast.
Save me some, too.
I'll get you a very big plate. After what you did yesterday, it's very well earned.
No
Preferences
meat,
on...
please.
No, what?
I don't need meat.
Yes, that's true. Forgot. Herbivore, right?
Yep. Lots
I'll
of
see what they've
raisins
got.
for protein, please.
All right, I'll see what kind of raisins or any other
Well,
fruits
not
that they might have.
protein, but whatever. Iron, that's what's in raisins.
All right, anything for you, Roderick?
I just decided I can't really help as much as I thought I could, so.
I decided, actually, I can't do this for you.
Well, is Gar staying up here? Because there's no point in me also staying up here.
Gar's probably going to
up
stay with
here.
Lauren.
I'll probably pass out in the corner, but I can stay up here.
On second thought, I suppose I'll just head down then.
All right.
We've got this
Tio,
under
what you
control.
doing?
T already left a while ago.
I believe so.
Tia's just gonna stand outside, like she's not gonna be by the door. But if the door's closed, she's just gonna be like, in that same hallway of it at least.
Okay. So, we'll say, let's jump to Roderick and Malin. You head downstairs. You leave and then you come back inside, fucker.
Got him.
I'm leaving that room. I'm going down to get some food.
Yeah. So you head back down the stairs into the bar area. I don't want to call it big fucking tables and chairs.
It's a sports bar.
It sure is. Big TV on the wall.
Oh yeah.
And you see sitting at the bar in his familiar place, the white hair and faint wrinkle lines of Octavio, just sitting there. No one's behind the bar, and he doesn't have a drink. He's just sitting there, kind of minding his own business.
Oh, Rictavia. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to work on that name, good friend.
Yeah, he turns around and sees you. It's nothing. It's nothing. Please, you have to remember, everybody always gets it a different pronunciation. It's totally fine. Malin, I do remember your name, my dear friend. And who is this other friend that you have brought with you today?
Oh, this here's Roderick. We were pretty busy yesterday, so when we first came in, we went straight to bed.
I see. Beautiful pendant, by the way, my friend. Well, as you can see, I am waiting for my breakfast for myself, and I am going to actually take an apple to my horse, Drusilla, and a nice brown steak to my friend, the portly, destitute toy maker. There's no one behind the bar at the moment, but if you poke your head into the kitchen over there, then they will be happy to make you something, I'm sure.
Oh, thank you very much, good friend. I die a little inside when he mentions about an apple for his horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. That accent, would I know which, like township or whatever region?
Good question. Roll a history check. Either history or perception. I'll allow you to do either.
Oh, perception's so much better. 19 total.
19 total. It's not native to Barovia.
Okay, got it. So, when'd you walk into the mist, friend?
Ah, how very astute of you, my very imposingly dressed friend. Yeah, it was. Time is very difficult to track down here in the dark, but I feel possibly a few weeks only. I have not been in town for too long.
Really?
Yeah, this is true.
I believe you. It's just you seem rather relaxed about it. It's not really the nicest of places.
Well, when you reach my age, you have seen a lot in life, and I must admit this place is a little dire, but for the most part it is quiet, and quiet is something that I appreciate.
Just be careful out there. Don't wander into the woods.
That is very good advice. Yeah, same to you, my friend. It's about this time that another person comes out of the kitchen. Appears to be a older man. There's that same raven black hair that the previous bartender had. Her name was Danica. I don't remember if I told you that. This guy comes out. He's got that raven black hair with the familiar white streaks in it, in the hair and the beard. He pops out and he says, "Octavio, this is your steak and your apple." He goes, "Thank you, my friend. Well, I must be off. It has been a pleasure talking to the both of you. Please, Irvin, if you will get these kind gentlemen some food." And he sort of looks around to the two of you. "Yeah, that's fine. Whatever you'd like to order, just tell me and I'll make it."
Well, just a standard breakfast. Also, do you have any raisins?
I don't think so, but I can check.
If not, just get a large bowl of just fruits. Any types of fruits.
You know,
Fruit.
the circus we had last week. Is there any leftover peanuts from that?
Peanuts. You kind of see Octavio lean over to you first, Malin. He says, "I wouldn't ask about the raisins. Last time I saw some raisins around here, I was mildly convinced they were rat droppings. But as for the peanuts, I suspect that I may have some peanuts if you are inquiring about them specifically that I would be happy to sell you. Is this something that you would like to inquire about, or?"
Yes, I just need to get a very hefty breakfast for, I forgot what, ow. For my Loxodon friend upstairs.
Okay. What does a Lodoxon eat?
I'm guessing they eat a lot like elephants. They're big elephant people.
What is an elephant?
Okay, I was like, you know what an elephant it is. I'm just trying to read the room here.
No, it's understandable. You have to remember, these people, they've never seen an elephant. You ever think there's been an elephant inside of Barovia? Please. It's like a trunked mammal with long tusks, and they get very large, weigh very high tonnage, and they are herbivorous, almost exclusively. A few apples would probably do your friend. I'm surprised that you have found a Loxodon, to be perfectly honest.
Yes, we ran him over when we were coming into the mist with our cart.
Oh, interesting. Well, grains, leaves, various, greenery will probably do him some good, I think, yeah? And you see, Octavio is knowledgeable on elephants and Loxodons. It's surprising.
Was the circus thing or whatever the fuck we saw at the trader? It had a name on it. Was it Rictavio?
It was Rictavio.
It was
Okay,
Octavio.
it was Rictavio. Okay. I'm kind of just giving Malin the stare.
Staring at him.
Why are you
no
looking at
thoughts.
me like that?
You just have such pretty eyes.
Oh. I get that a lot. Not usually from the male variety, though.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I do have to feed my toy maker friend and also my horse. So
What?
I am afraid at this point it will be my time to depart. It was a pleasure talking to you as always, Malin, and nice to meet you, Roderick.
Victorio.
A pleasure. Well, auf Wiedersehen. And he just turns and starts walking away with his
He
big,
feels the
like,
same.
wooden plate of steak and an apple under the shoulder.
That was interesting.
Yes, he seems to know, or at least thinks he knows quite a bit about Barovia for someone who got here last week.
A few weeks ago, by the way, Malin, was just before you guys came in.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know much about Barovia, but there are quite a bit of Vistani travelers that seem to leave the mist, so maybe he picked up some information from one of them.
Perhaps he purposely came here. Don't know why'd you do that, but
I keep asking why I came here every day, too.
I mean, he came with all of his circus equipment.
Oh,
It's-
so he runs a circus, is what you're telling me.
It's strange.
Tia, you're up on the balcony.
Yep.
You see him as he walks underneath and goes out the door. He kind of looks up at you and very, very gingerly cocks an eyebrow before keeping going.
I'm
Not
just
making
gonna
a
keep
scene.
staring at him like
Yep.
creepy cats do.
There's a lot of stairs going around in the morning. I don't mean the ones that we walk up and down.
Yes. Suppose it's rather hard to hide a big elephant man anyways, but you know, circuses tend to like to show off strange, unique animals and such. Perhaps we should try to keep it as hushed as we can. The oddities that travel with us.
Where did that toy maker say he got his monkey?
Did he?
He just said that the monkey was very new.
I don't know.
Strange creature. You know, you just brought up a really good point. I'm starting to think that it's quite okay, I'm just gonna mull that over by myself for a bit while I eat this breakfast.
Yes, something's definitely off about that man. Salted pork.
Okay, so the man brings out in some time a couple of breakfasts and like essentially like a pail, like a wooden pail that's filled with a couple apples and leaves and grains.
Apples and bananas.
He kind of like hands it over and it's, I fucking hate that song. Don't give me that shit.
I like to oot.
Man, I can't. I've listened. I'd never heard that song before a year ago, and now I've heard it probably 600 times.
That was my jam in kindergarten. Let's go.
I hate it. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Why would we call apples
Not
apples?
supposed to. You just learned to
comes
rhyme,
out
baby.
With the wooden bucket, and he's like, I don't exactly know if this is what was inquired about. I'm trying my hardest. Just if it's not.
You're doing
up
fine.
to
You're
par-
doing fine. That should work perfectly.
Yeah,
I'll
you can
tip
bring
the
it back
asses
if it's
over.
not.
Yeah.
Takes it. I appreciate that. If it's not, up to snuff, then just tell me. I'll find something else. I don't deal with vegetarians, so it's. I don't know. Does he
You're
eat
doing
cheese?
a fine job.
Maybe put some cheese in that or something. I don't know. Thank you. And he just turns and like leaves.
Lactose intolerant.
In
Dude,
the
I'm
meantime,
totally giving Gar some type of dairy at some point in this,
I'm
this
gonna be in
campaign.
the outhouse for hours.
in the meantime, we will end with Gar and Lauren.
Oh.
Tia, you're outside, so you are going to basically be keeping watch over this, making sure that nothing goes wrong. If something does go wrong, you're going to hear about it.
Yep.
So, tell me what you do, Lauren.
All right. So first off, he would have asked Garfantas to move one of the beds against the door, just to keep his word. And then, Garfantas, could you place her in the center of the room, please? And Alarin will offer a little bit of the trail mix to her as well that we've been giving her for feed. Just pushing it through the side.
Buy some more. I'm getting low.
Oh, yes, we definitely should then. And then, okay, so he'll take out some of the charcoal he has, like a good chunk of a piece, and he will draw a circle around the initial cage. And then, so he'll just say, oh, okay, so Garfantas, if you just want to stand in the corner there, I think we'll be okay. And then, he's going to draw another wider circle, probably about like, we'll say if the first circle was like a radius of a foot, this one's like a radius of like 4 feet. And, that would actually be really huge. A radius of like 3 feet, I guess. I don't know. So then after that, he would, so really quick, for languages I know, would Draconic probably be like the oldest and most primal out of like Dwarvish, Elvish, and Loxodon?
Bacca, Forgotten Realms lore? Grace?
I believe so. Dragons are some of the oldest species.
I spaced out, so I don't know what you just
Draconic
asked.
would be much older than Elvish.
Cool. Yeah, so then in Draconic, he would start drawing between the two circles, like, essentially like characters for like conjuration, for binding, for just anything to kind of like concentrate the weave in this area. And then he would set up the little brazier along the outer circle and like get his herbs, incense, a little bit of charcoal in there, start that burning. And since this whole process takes for about an hour, he would be doing some minor chanting in Draconic, as would normally go with the Find Familiar spell. And as the hour like slowly comes to a close, he gets like kind of right up to the end, and he just kind of like thinks to himself like, well, here goes. And so he'll take out the feather, and I guess, I don't know if you want to ask me to do checks as I talk about these steps, but the first thing he's going to do while he's still chanting is going to stab, like as hard as he can above the brazier, stab the feather like through his hand, and essentially place his hand, his bleeding hand, into the brazier, like along the burning items.
Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to make you roll strength check.
Okay. Oh god, I'm not good at these. Let's go. Come on.
And all of these checks will affect the DC of the final ritual.
Wheat. Okay. I dropped one of my die, unfortunately. Okay, so the strength is an 11.
11, that is technically a success.
Nice.
You stab the feather, it doesn't go all the way through the hand, but it goes deep enough inwards to the point where a small cut opens up, and as you hold it upside down, you are getting a significant amount of blood. It's enough that you think that would work. Barely a check.
Sweet. Okay, yeah. So he would like squeeze the hand, try to squeeze out as much blood as he can, and kind of like puts his hand into the little fire in the brazier. And then he would try to chant these lines in Draconic as his hand is in the flame, and also bleeding into it. So he would say, I guess kind of like grunting through the pain. I mean, his hand is in a fire. So he would try to say, a bond, or I offer you a choice, a bond in blood, a pact sealed. Lend me your senses, and I will be your shield. While I still draw breath, you will not know death. Accept me and rejoice. And then like the final line, serve me and become truly free. And That would be hopefully the end of the spell. So
Okay,
whatever.
so the next check that I want you to do, as you are holding your hand in the fire, is I want you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Sweet. So what I would like to ask is, since this is like kind of trying to maintain concentration on a spell while I'm being hurt, would Warcaster still apply? Since that's kind of what it is, only for attacks against you for Constitution saving throws.
It's also about trying to get the words out fully. I'll say yes. Yeah, you can roll with advantage.
Okay. So, wow, they were both not good. So that would be a 12.
Okay. The DC for this was a little higher, and as you are saying the words to offer the bargain, there are moments of wincing and grimacing where the words don't come out in the correct syllables or pronunciations as you are shifting your language to Draconic. Not quite as effective as you would like it to be. But there we go. And then, so the next and the final check that will alter the DC of your next check is I want you to make a persuasion check to Bernadette.
Ooh, okay. All right, let's see here. My persuasion is still a -1. Okay, so no, I got a
shot you
3. So 3 total on that one.
So that is a significant failure. Okay. So, as you try and reach out to the spirit of Bernadette in a manner that, through arcane means, she would understand you, you offer the deal up, and you are finding it difficult to push through to that spirit. But the ritual is going on anyway. As you see the charcoal circle begin to glow, hum, and buzz with arcane energy, before that trail of energy begins to swirl around and get higher and higher. From outside of the inn, you would see lights protruding out from the windows, and from under the doorway here, you make it out as well. From within the circle, you watch as the box holding Bernadette begins to raise. And from within the ground, these skeletal or rotting hands begin to climb upwards and pick at the crate, tearing the wood from the chassis, until all that is left is Bernadette floating there. Your final roll to see if you can twist the spell is an Arcana check.
Don't fail me, Arcana. Oh, I've been rolling pretty shit. Let's go, please. Oh no! All right, so that's a total of 16. Damn it!
As the hands begin to move upwards and try and claw at the form of Bernadette, this ritual is not painless for her. And you gather, had this gone in a different route, the physical form that is her would have been pulled apart, limb from limb, flesh from bone. But your ability to twist this spell is not as successful as you would have liked it to be. And as the hands try and claw at her, there's something about her that's just not receiving it. As the energy begins to fade, and the magic dies down again, you are now left in a room alone with a very weak Gar, you pretty much out of spells, and a very angry cockatrice. And we're going to end the episode there. So we'll pick up with yet another Bernadette combat next week. So
I'm let her kill me, Queen.
Thank you for coming out. We appreciate it. Let's keep making stories together, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Toodaloo.
Oh no!